Well, guys, you're looking at live pictures of one of the most anticipated and exciting moments of the convention. That's individual roll call votes by delegates of states across the country. New Hampshire delegation will be up soon. Louisiana just voted theirs. But as we reported to you at 5, delegates of Bernie Sanders will be holding true to the results of the New Hampshire primary, voting for the winner of the primary, which obviously was Bernie Sanders. Hillary Clinton's delegates, though, they'll be voting for their candidate, which will basically split the delegation right down the middle. Even so, all the Democrats here in Philadelphia know that at one point this party does need to find a way to come together past today. In fact, this morning, former Vermont Governor Harold Dean called Republican nominee Donald Trump an ugly, nasty SOB whose followers respond to the dog whistle of hate. Certainly some tough words there, but it also generated a lot of applause and cheers from everyone in that delegation, perhaps signaling at least one area of common ground.
As the Democratic Party now tries to turn two campaigns into one and rally behind Hillary Clinton, the approach at first may start with this concept: the enemy of my enemy is my friend. If Hillary Clinton's the good guy, who's the bad guy?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
We're running against Donald Trump. All of us, all Democrats are running against Donald Trump.
And a common foe presents a common goal:
to make sure that Donald Trump is not the next president of the United States of America.
Donald Trump inspires passion on both sides of him. But on night one of the DNC, organizers stoked the fire in the belly of Democrats by putting him on the Reno Jumbotron, in his own words.
This guy, I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
Quote,
expanding
it is
the battle
unacceptable
beyond the
for a
candidates,
child to...
Former Vermont Governor Howard Dean took aim at Trump supporters.
Americans are fair-minded people. They believe in what this country believes in, which is equal opportunity under the law for every single American. And for those who don't believe it, I think they're going to find themselves on the short end of the stick once again.
But while Trump may be a rally point at first, some believe it won't be the glue that holds the party together.
Donald Trump is the person we're running against, but Hillary's going to run on positive ideas.
But as Hillary Clinton officially becomes the Democratic nominee on night 2, Democrats are hopeful. The choice before even the most ardent of Bernie Sanders supporters will crystallize.
As the campaign goes on in those closing weeks, people realize that this is about the future of America, and Hillary Clinton is the future, not Donald Trump.
All right, back now, live pictures of the roll call vote. You're looking at the mayor of Baltimore, who has taken over the gavel from Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who actually stepped down yesterday, created some controversy within the party. But Bernie Sanders is also in the arena tonight. Emotional moment a few moments ago as his brother stood, calling for Democrats to vote for his brother, telling him he's proud of him. And at one point, mentioning their parents, Sanders appeared to tear up. So certainly this is an emotional night for not only Bernie Sanders himself, but a lot of Democrats. But at the end of this roll call vote, the results very likely will be, unless something very unexpected happens, Hillary Clinton will officially receive the nomination for the Democratic Party. And tonight, for night 2, featured speaker will be her husband, former President of the United States, Bill Clinton. And, of course, we'll bring you a wrap-up of all the day's action here and reaction from tonight's speakers tonight at 11 o'clock. So for now, reporting live from Philadelphia in the DNC, I'm Josh McKeldin. Now back to you.